We start out Episode 8, Home Economics, at the end of Senor Chang's Spanish class. Jeff is comatose in the middle of the class, so Chang speedruns some CPR and sends the class on their way. Troy reignites Annie's crush on him by showing off his chameleonic acting skills.
I'm in his backpack.
Stop!
Oblivious to Annie's crush, Troy uses her for inspiration for his date with Randy, who is
Definitely a girl.
Britta is chastising Jeff about his hygiene habits and has no doubt that something is going on with Jeff.
And you missed an entire side of your face shaving.
And next month, so will Gwen Stefani.
Jeff sees alpha male Vaughn approaching and hastily makes his exit.
Oh, the guy with the tiny nipples you did it with.
Oh, God.
Britta tries to smooth things over with Vaughn, but Vaughn can't accept her apology.
Because you're toxic, Britta.
Pierce wants in on a piece of this hot Vaughn action.
It'd be better if it's man to man. That way we won't be thinking about our chubby thighs or whether or not we can have babies.
But Britta builds boundaries between bumbling buddies and bygone boyfriends.
That is girl for talk to Vaughn.
Jeff pulls up to school in his mobile home to very normally and very unsuspiciously take a whore's bath and brush his teeth behind the delivery ramps. Shirley and Britta take a moment to appreciate the male form at its peak efficiency. Back in the study room, Pierce is regaling the group with tales of his sexual exploits of old.
Hence AIDS.
He lets Britta know that he couldn't get in on the Vaughn action,
Really did a number on him.
but is excited to say that he's...
I'm in a rock band.
Jeff arrives in the study room, and Shirley can't help but to shame him for his current living situation.
You are living in your car. You are living in your car.
He explains that he's just a little tight on money at the moment, but he's got plans, if you know what I mean.
How are you gonna get the money?
Believe me, kitten. Winger's got moves.
The rest of the group offers what they can to help out Jeff.
Do you need a place to stay?
My dad's kind of racist.
My room has a bunk bed, which is kind of a misnomer because it's the real deal.
Later, Troy is continuing to rub his date in Annie's face by asking her to help him shop for it.
Anytime. Ever.
Britta finds Jeff to try and have a serious conversation about his current financial and living situations.
You need to move on with your life.
Yeah, move on with my life. Shmoo, shmon, shmish, my schmife.
Jeff deduces some new information about Britta
You're attracted to bums.
and moves in with Abed to try and up his bum levels to a point where Britta will get with him.
Can I live with you?
Yeah, cool.
The next morning, Jeff is dealing with the perplexing incredulity of nerds when Abed teaches him a meaningful life lesson.
Sometimes I like to pour hot cocoa mix into cold milk and drink it like a cold hot chocolate. I call it special drink.
Later in the cafeteria, Annie brings Troy something to use on his date.
It's the blanket my grandmother used to court my grandfather.
Yeah? That's pretty hot.
Shirley helps Annie with the real way to win over a man,
I am. I need a few more shakes.
and we all move over to where Vaughn and Pierce are performing for the school.
I'm getting rid of Britta. What am I doing? I'm getting rid of the bee. She's a no good bee.
Jeff and Abed are dorming it up with some TV,
TV never abused and insulted me,
That sounds cool.
doesn't it?
and Jeff's increased level of bumitude attracts Britta, who scopes out the dorm. Pavel comes by to show off his cover of Vaughn's new song,
I'm getting rid of Britta, getting rid of the bee.
and Britta goes by Vaughn's rehearsal space to criticize his use of slant rhyme.
That song was disrespectful to me and to the definition of rhyme scheme.
But Vaughn has a well-thought-out and eloquent response to her concerns.
I feel that you suck.
Vaughn outlines how most of the community cast viewed Chevy Chase,
To keep putting up with him, even though they're a fat, lazy cat who hogs the spotlight and eats all the lasagna.
and Pierce outlines why the producers of Community did put up with Chevy Chase.
Well, maybe because when I put on these skinny jeans, my ass looks like a baby pumpkin.
And Vaughn closes the scene out with an impression of Axl Rose.
My band, my song. You want that, huh, Pierce? How you like that?
Annie has set up the perfect romantic scene for Troy to share with his upcoming date, but Troy sends her deep into the friend zone.
You're really nice.
Then Troy breaks character to tell us why Chevy Chase had such a problem with him on set.
I'm funny.
Annie tries to forcibly kickstart some Nightingale syndrome in Troy and fakes a medical issue.
My appendix is bursting.
Doc Oswalt sees right through it though and sends Troy on his date with a half-dozen condoms.
I'll be thinking of you.
Jeff's bum levels are increasing too rapidly, and Abed tries to enlist Britta to help intervene.
What am I supposed to do about that?
Use your lady parts.
Britta digs deep and attempts to get Jeff out of his bum funk.
What about good cars, good lobster?
And out on the East Lawn, as Vaughn and his band perform their new hit single, Pierce You're a Bee, Jeff reveals that he's reversing his bum levels and is looking for a new apartment to get back to his normal self.
You would have been fine with me staying there forever, huh?
Yep.
You're pretty cool, I'll bet.
You're a huge nerd.
And the episode closes basically in the same place that we started.
Come on, sing it for me.
East side, west side, north side, south. Vaughn's breath is so bad his butt's mad at his mouth. This rap is by Pierce. Vaughn is dumb. He wears diapers to bed and sucks his mother's thumb. And when he wakes up stupid, wishing he was me, he has a big poop breakfast with a glass of pee. Then he goes to school.